Before you read the next one, the flip side, former Sunderland player yourself. Mm-hmm. How do you think their supporters are taking this news?
Why are they sitting League One?
Yeah.
Obviously not well. Listen, it used to be annoying enough when you speak to Sunderland fans and Newcastle Stadium, you can see it from pretty much anywhere. But Newcastle have always been seen as the big club up north. But there was a time where when I was at Sunderland, Newcastle were in the Championship, so it was roles reversed. But you look at the investment now, it's like.
Do you think Sunderland will ever finish above Newcastle again? Yeah,
of course they will at some stage. It swings and roundabouts. At some stage, Newcastle.
Give me a time. How long?
Well, that I can't give you. That I cannot give you. But I think
10 years, 20 years, longer.
Not the immediate future, no. But I think at some stage, it's not impossible to happen.
100 years.
It will happen in my lifetime that they will finish above Newcastle at some stage.
Okay.
And
do you want to bet?
Okay, but also as well, how long do these guys stick around for at Newcastle? Are they there for the? Obviously, you look at Abramovich; he's been there for a good while now. Yeah. He looks very happy at Chelsea. He's not going anywhere. Sheikh Mansour at Manchester City, fantastic. Looks like it's going to go on. How long are these guys going to stick around at Newcastle?
Well, it remains to be seen, doesn't it? Really, I'm sure they're there for the long haul.
Yeah, I think the ambition now would certainly be that you never know what's around the corner. But I agree. I think that the ambition will be that they are there for the long haul to take Newcastle into a new era. That will definitely be where their intentions lie. So yeah, look. When you said, will Newcastle finish above Sunderland? Will Sunderland finish above Newcastle again? I'm inclined to say, you never know, but it's not good, is it?
Not never. At some stage, they're going to do it. At some stage, you would have never said Leicester was going to win the Premier League, ever.
No.
And they did it.
Okay, but I'd say within our lifetimes, there's no suggestion that can happen now, is there? Yeah, there's no suggestion.
Listen, of course
we're getting 400 years shout from the glass.
I know it's going to take a while, but what I'm saying is it's not impossible.
When you think about where Sunderland are, about where Sunderland are currently, and when you think about where Newcastle are currently, like I've just seen,
they could be in Championship. They could be in the same division next year.
They potentially could, but equally, I've just read Amanda Staveley talking about the potential of signing players like Kylian Mbappe, and she said, "Look, we're in the market to compete for world class players.
Mbappe's
we have great ambitions.
Zone.
No, but just in terms of who they are, in terms of the statement that Newcastle United are making, Newcastle United are now looking to be compared with the Manchester Uniteds, the Real Madrids, the Bayern Munich. That's who they want to be.
They're not going to earn that right.
Absolutely. It's a process, but they are on that trajectory. That's who they are trying to be currently.
Yeah.
Sunderland. It's incomparable, isn't it?
But realistically, not realistically, but they could be in the same division next year. It's not impossible for that to happen.
It is impossible.
No, it is impossible. Newcastle won't go down.
Are you saying now that with this investment, there is absolutely no chance whatsoever that Newcastle get relegated?
Without this investment, there's no chance.
Without the investment, I think there is a chance.
Even if Newcastle didn't get invested, they wouldn't go down. There are three worse teams.
Had they have persevered with
one worse team,
Steve Bruce, had they persevered with Steve Bruce and the Mike Ashley regime had continued, I don't know what the pits are for that club with those two there, because I think those two were so toxic to the future aspirations of the side. But now that seems to be over, and Bruce, I feel like it's a matter of time before he goes as well. It's impossible that they go down.
And
it's
to be
impossible. It is impossible. Well, it's as possible. It's as possible as Arsenal, which is also impossible.
We're not going to go down.
Exactly, I agree.
If they went down, they'd come straight back up.
But that's my point, though. There's no guarantees. Regardless, whoever they sign in January, there is still a chance where they are sit currently. Because by the time they get to January, they might be buried in.
We're saying that. We're saying anyone from 6th, 7th down, there's a chance they'll go down. Like Newcastle will, especially now, they will not go down.
Also, when you look at the players that they're linked with for January, let's pretend. I can't. Let's suspend reality and pretend that there's a chance that they are languishing in the relegation zone come Christmas.
Yeah, which is a strong possibility. By the way,
I disagree, but let's pretend.
You don't think they will be in the relegation zone in around Christmas time?
No. Nowhere near it.
They currently sit second from bottom.
I don't think they'll be anywhere near it. I think that the feel-good factor around the club will drive them up the table, and I also think that there are a minimum of 6 clubs way worse than the players available at Newcastle. Right. But let's pretend that they are somewhere. Let's say the 17th, Christmas Day. You just buy your way out of trouble, don't you? If you're Newcastle, you just come January, you say this isn't going to plan. We need some urgent reinforcements. We need some urgent reinforcements, and they go and make them.
And these reinforcements can be loans. Can be players that are only there for 6 months. Like they can afford to just do short-term deals just to get them out of trouble until you get
Newcastle United play in the Premier League next season. I stake my. Listen, I don't have a house, but I would put it on.
state your rental accommodation.
Let's take my rental accommodation on that.
Stakes are high.
That is just my point. Is that I don't think it's a foregone conclusion that they
100% is now.
And you're saying before the investment,
I felt they wouldn't have gone down. Callum Wilson, look, he'll come back at some stage. That's a massive return for them. He hasn't really played at all. Okay. I mean, when he's back, if he stays fit, they don't go down. Simple as that. That's one player. So we're talking January. We're talking 3, 4, 5 players adding to that as well.
Wilson, St. Maximin, Joe Willock. There's enough there. There's enough there already to probably survive with somebody who, in my opinion, is out of their depth in charge in Steve Bruce. I feel like they would probably just about survive with the players they have, even with Ashley and Bruce leading the charge. Remove the two biggest issues to their future success in Ashley and Bruce. Remove that from the equation. Add a load of money and an elite level manager, or at least near elite level manager. It's impossible that we're talking about Newcastle United.
You mentioned the feel good factor there now. You
don't want to play Newcastle next.
The fear factor.
Bad news
you
for
know
Tottenham.
who's playing them next?
Well, it's brilliant.
Tottenham. Yeah. Can you believe that? Anyway, the fear factor for the players as well. Every one of them players now are playing for their futures at that football club.
This whole thing has just given the entire
none.
club.
Maybe St. Maximin. Maybe he's the one that's going to survive.
Just elevated the whole mood.
Quickly though, before they get to January, this is their next run of fixtures, right? They go Tottenham, no foregone conclusion, just beat Aston Villa. They go Crystal Palace, London, who obviously played well against Tottenham. No given there. They go Chelsea, probably not going to win that game. Brighton, they'll win that. High flying. Brentford, riding off
that.
Pure adrenaline at the minute. Arsenal.
They'll definitely win that.
Arsenal. Then they go
hang on.
Norwich and Burnley. But their next
their fixtures are tough. I agree, their fixtures are tough.
So they might be, as I said, buried in that bottom 3 before January. And that's not even, that's up to December.
I genuinely think that they're going to be. There's enough there to take them away from it. I do concede, by the way. You make a really good point. That those fixtures are disgusting.
They've got 3 points from 7 games, and all of a sudden they're going to get how many?
You know what it's like though. Even when a new manager comes in, the feel-good factor in the football club, it turns your form. It can do.
But Bruce is still there.
Bruce is still there, but they've got new owners. The whole club. We've seen everyone tweet. You've seen all the players coming out saying how excited they are. It's going to bring a real feel-good. Listen, Steve Bruce might be there.
Bruce
Tottenham might not.
Don't you think he's been a little bit disrespected, Brucey? Because listen,
what?
You don't think so?
No way.
He's won about 7 in like 47 games or something.
I think he's got away with murder.
He's not won a game this year.
He's a harsh.
How's he still there? How's he got the audacity to face the cameras?
For us. We don't know him.
I
mean, you played under him, of course, and I'm not saying it's personal for you, but you just look at the form that they're in this season, not won a game, they're sitting second from bottom. I think if there's a statement to be made, which, like we said, the consistent, unfortunately, is most supporters want Steve Bruce to be replaced. Why wait? They
did a poll on that. You know how I said it was 95% in favour of the takeover? If I did a poll on Bruce to be ousted, that's the only poll ever in the history of football that gets 100% of the support.
I bet you don't get 100%.
Why are you voting?
You voted.
I bet you don't get 100%.
Look, I
you
think
and Gabby. You and Gabby are voting.
Bruce could be gone. Bruce could be gone. You know, if the ambitions of the club hadn't drastically changed this week, sitting second from bottom on 3 points, no wins after 7 games, is actually sackable, irrespective of the new ambition. It's actually sackable anyway. Mm-hmm. So now there's a whole new ambition. He's gone. He will not get that 1,000th game at Newcastle.
So you think he'll be gone by Tottenham?
I don't think he'll manage it against Tottenham. I don't think he will. Why? He actually doesn't. You know. Even if we take this out of the equation,
have you had a falling out with him?
No, I've never met him. I quite like him on the telly, but no, I've never met him.
That's the problem. Actually, he's a very likable character. He's a very likable guy.
Yeah, and a brilliant player.
Not to the Newcastle supporters.
Who I acknowledge.
Great player.
Scored goals.
A legend. Let's face it. In the Premier League, won loads of stuff.
Scored 20 goals in a season.
Goals galore for a centre half.
It's hard to be talking like this about a player that I watched growing up. You watched growing up, and I'm a little bit older than you actually, I think, but you watched growing up, but. Unfortunately, it comes with the territory, as we said before. When you're in that kind of form that we've mentioned already, not won a game this season, if there wasn't irrespective of the takeover, the teams they're playing, would he have lasted anyway, even with Mike Ashley?
Irrespective of the takeover, if football's a meritocracy, if you keep your job because you are delivering on your job, he's not delivering on his job. 3 points in 7 games for Newcastle United is totally unacceptable. Anyway,
would you sack Sean Dyche? Same record.
I think Sean Dyche has a lot more credit in the bank.
You said about sackable offence.
Yeah,
they're on 3 points. Norwich, well, listen, we spoke about Norwich
Sean
every
Dyche
single
has
week.
got
Southampton-
if we go
Dyche
back
has
to
a
the
lot more
last
credit in the bank.
40 games, for instance, Sean Dyche would have won so many more points than Steve Bruce.
Also-
We're just talking this season.
Also, you're comparing Burnley with Newcastle. You know, the ambitions of the club are different, but the size of the clubs are different. So I think Dyche is doing okay.
I think in the last 50 odd games, correct me if I'm wrong, I don't know the full figures, but
Don't say that.
they've conceded more goals than anyone bar Southampton, Newcastle. And Southampton has scored a lot more than Newcastle as well.
Hasenhutt's got to go then.
Well, Hasenhutt's I mean, there is a question. There is a question there.
It would get Man United if it was down to Crookie.